Well, how I wish this was a video interview that we had, but you take what you get with the likes of Neville Noronha, rare voice, but extremely important as well, especially with the kind of success that D-Mart has seen in the retail space itself. The last conversation that we had was about 6 years ago. In the middle of that, there was a pandemic, a big surge that we saw in digital as well. So with all these things, the big obvious question was, what are the structural changes that have taken place in the modern retail world in the last 6 years? And to that he had to say quick commerce could have had huge scale and digitally enabled micro enterprises which can reach small tiny audiences at very low cost. And that has been the big takeaway over the last 6 years, the big structural change. One of the obvious questions also was that the mix of D-Mart's sales actually deteriorated largely because perhaps there have been entries of a lot of these value retailers in the apparel space as well. To that he said, yes, there is marginal impact and specific to a certain category such as apparel itself, and that's something that we've seen in the numbers of Zudio, etc. as well. But a lot on the street were also worried about why D-Mart isn't growing stores as fast as the street is expecting. On that, his assessment is that the external world is tracking how many more stores D-Mart is adding every year, whereas they worry about how well the stores being added are being actually managed, and that's the big dissonance. But having said that, they would like to add as many stores as possible, as fast as possible. But for that, is there any real estate available to do that? He said, well, that is a challenge, but digital commerce is definitely showing the way. It's quite clear what they cannot do fast, digital can. So that's something that they'll be speaking about. In fact, quick commerce, as per him, is a significantly smarter format for than digital marketplaces, and a lot more relevant for India, which is known for leapfrogging beyond different things as well. And on competition and of course digital commerce, he says that digital commerce is indeed the next big challenge for all of us. And while they will be able to compete, the sudden disruption of general trade needs to be keenly watched. In fact, there will be significantly more digital plays before modern trade evolves and matures, and as a result of it, moats of every business will be slightly weaker than pre-digital times. Entry barriers have reduced for most retail businesses, and that could actually reduce profit pools as well. But talking about growth in the tier 2 and beyond, Bharat as we call, he said that this is a multi-decadal expansion opportunity. And lastly, asked him about what his key objectives for D-Mart are, and he said adding new stores and looking for moats in the e-commerce space, and growing that will remain the key focus for the company.